because now he can say tulirudisha dola chini, Raila akakuja.
Yes.
We started building, Raila akakuja. Is there an opening for 2027?
In fact, and I've said it, I'm on record, I've said Mudavadi and Gachagua are the only people who can challenge Ruto in 2027.
A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Kabira for a political conversation. Today, Simply Politics. President William Ruto is in dilemma. He has to fix this country and he also has to ensure that he's president after 2027. Who's going to be his running mate then? Rigathi Gachagua says they have an arrangement with him that is to last until the end of 2020 until 2032. But Musalia Mudavadi is there, says he doesn't have presidential ambitions, but does he want to deputize the president? He's probably the most powerful man after Rigathi Gachagua now in this country. I'm here with Herman Manyora, political analyst and commentator. We want to look at President William Ruto's choice for 2027 and how it's going to impact his political future. Great to see you, sir. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great.
It's great that we're having this conversation amidst conversation about the economy.
Yes.
But for the economy to be fixed, we have to fix politics first. You say politics ndio ya kwanza, ya pili, na ya tatu.
Alafu economy inakuja baadaye.
Economy baadaye. Let's talk about Rigathi Gachagua with President William Ruto, their relationship. From where you sit, you look at these two working together. I think Rigathi Gachagua yesterday was saying Ruto is the man with a vision, despite not having powerful forces behind him in 2022. He still managed to win. Is this going to be the case in 2027? Ruto the man, despite the support, or whether Rigathi Gachagua or whoever is going to be the running mate, he still has the people behind him.
There's nothing constant in politics. Politics is a very dynamic game. Nothing is constant. And 2025, 27 is very far. They say a day in politics is everything, can be everything, can change everything. So we can only speculate. But Ruto's fate is tied with Gachagua. Yes. Because there has been talk initially that come 2027, Ruto will abandon Gachagua and most likely pick Mudavadi. Of course, Mudavadi has clarified his eyes are on 2032, which sometimes to me is laughable.
Why is it?
Because these two people, especially Mudavadi, they will be old people by 2032. And today's world, Musalia is more than 60 years, I think. In another 10 years, he'll be over 70. In today's world, it will be very difficult unless you are somebody like Raila, these are special human beings. People like Ruto can go up to 90. These are special people. But these other people, Mudavadi, these are just ordinary people.
Yeah.
So, Ruto's fate is tied with Gachagua. You can even say Gachagua is forced on Ruto. Even from the selection of the running mate. It was no secret, even Gachagua talked about it. A majority of the people within Kenya Kwanza, UDA MPs, they didn't want Gachagua. Of course, is it a secret?
Have you ever thought of the why?
Was it a secret?
Have you ever thought of why?
That is now part of the game. People are unsettled in front of tough, combative people. Gachagua has a demeanor of a soft person, but he's a no-nonsense person. So I think these MPs could not have been comfortable with him. They wanted a person they can laugh with, take coffee with, kanywaji hapa na pale, not Gachagua. Because I don't see anything else that Kindiki would have that Gachagua didn't have, or anybody else would have that. It was Kindiki. Somebody, Ndindi Nyoro fell on the wayside,
Yes.
leaving Kindiki and Gachagua. Can you point at one thing Kindiki had that Gachagua doesn't have? It is because people fear people who are very powerful. I think Gachagua small. He looks humble, but he can be very little, I think. So I think that's what they feared. So now from the start, therefore, he wasn't quite the choice Ruto would have made if he had a free hand or if he consulted. They did even polls, you remember?
Yes,
that night, the night of long knives. They polled Mount Kenya region. Gachagua lost terribly.
Yes.
Yes. And also people don't understand people like Gachagua. There's another problem. Now people are saying in 2027 Mudavadi will be the running mate. But now there's even a bigger complication. With Raila set to join AU, can the Ruto be comfortable enough now that I have Raila on my side? It means I'll have Luo, the whole of Nyanza, and the whole of Western if I make Mudavadi running mate. I don't need Mount Kenya. You see, that dilemma is there for Ruto. Can I make it even worse for him? For him?
Yeah.
Kikuyus threw away their own son, Uhuru Kenyatta, because they are the most affected when the economy is not doing well, right?
Yes.
Today the economy is not doing well. Kenyans are feeling it, but Mount Kenya people are feeling it the most. So if there is disillusionment, it will be felt most in Mount Kenya. So if Mount Kenya people, even if they don't produce their own candidate, the turnout will be terrible. Bad, poor, low. And that might make Ruto get tempted to look elsewhere.
But is there a room, even before we talk about Musalia Mudavadi, is there a room for betrayal from Ruto's side? He has said it as much. It won't happen what happened to him with his deputy president.
Yes.
Is there a room, and can he wiggle through it? If it crosses his mind to betray Rigathi Gachagua and say our arrangement is done, I'm working with Musalia Mudavadi.
I don't know whether Ruto is a politician. You have to tell me. I don't know. One thing I know about Ruto is a Christian. So, but the one is he a politician?
He's a politician.
So, a politician is a politician. Politicians don't care about relationship, just their own interests. Yeah, it's human nature, but it's much more so in politics.
So,
if every time you are going to be sleeping and wondering, oh, I can't hurt this one, so this guy helped me, oh. No, you look at the game, you look at the bigger picture without the individuals in terms of being sentimental.
For your own benefit.
Yeah, oh, Uhuru did this to me, oh, I can't do it to another part. That's being sentimental. There's no room for that in politics. Oh, Gachagua helped me to win this thing, I can't turn against it. That's being sentimental. And there's no room for being sentimental in politics. So it's a question of, you look at facts, cold, no feelings, and say, if I add this and this and this, what is the best outcome? And you go for it. But I am sure it will cost Ruto dearly. Even his image will be dented beyond repair if you were to do anything bad to Rigathi Gachagua. So he's stuck with him. He was stuck with him during nominations. He's stuck with him now.
His fate is sealed with Rigathi Gachagua.
Yeah. But if you are just doing mere arithmetics, mere mathematics, the surest bet will be Mudavadi for now. Because of Raila now.
Yeah.
If Raila is not going to run.
Before we get there, before we get about the benefits of having Mudavadi as your running mate, tell me about Rigathi Gachagua's impact on President William Ruto. Because it is generally known that the votes from Mount Kenya did not necessarily come from Rigathi Gachagua. Ruto fought for these votes throughout the country. Are there any benefits that Rigathi Gachagua brings to Ruto?
Let's start by saying, if Ruto didn't give this running mate to a Mount Kenya person, would he have won? Just because he had the people. Let's be very logical. You are saying he got the votes minus Rigathi Gachagua.
Rigathi the person.
Let's just advance the logic. Supposing he took the running mate position and gave it to Akisi, or Mudavadi, or anybody else for that matter, would he have become president?
No.
So what question are you asking?
First
of all, there is no denying the fact that he had to give the running mate position to a Mount Kenya person for him to get the votes. What we can debate, however, is supposing it was not Rigathi Gachagua,
but Kindiki or
the Kindiki, could he still have won?
Yes.
That is debatable. Like I'm saying, we can debate.
Yes.
But if you look at the way the elections went, even if you look at the debate between Rigathi Gachagua,
it has crossed my mind right now.
Rigathi Gachagua and Martha Karua, you still can't see the contribution of Rigathi Gachagua.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
If you look at the onslaught Uhuru Kenyatta and the rest had waged on Mount Kenya, evidenced, materially evidenced, there's material evidence by the number of votes Raila got from the Mount Kenya community, over 1 million. That shows you one thing, that there was a serious onslaught from Azimio in Mount Kenya. And you needed somebody who can put these people in check. I don't think Kindiki would have done that.
Nor Ndindi.
No, indeed. None of them could have done. You needed a rough man, a tough man like Gachagua. So, it is obvious he had to give this thing to Mount Kenya. And in Mount Kenya, I'm not seeing... Initially, we all thought Kindiki was better.
Yes.
But when you look at what happened transpired until the election day, until the war post-election, including during the demonstrations and everything, what Ruto has had to undergo. Now with hindsight, can there have been a better choice than Gachagua? I doubt.
Now, fast forward, we are 2 years in.
Yes.
Is Gachagua the same Gachagua that was there in 2022? Or has his popularity increased in Mount Kenya region and in the country? When you look at Gachagua now vis-a-vis Mudavadi, we're going to talk about the benefits of Mudavadi. Is Gachagua now more popular? And is he now a man that we don't have to worry about if he's the running mate of President William Ruto?
When I posted, I was trying to remember something. I can't remember it. Somebody said, I am the same politician, I have not checked. Then there is somebody else, I can't remember who, a senior, serious person said, then you should get the hell out of politics or leadership. You can't remain the same. You have to change. You can't remain the same and survive in politics. You must change. So certainly, Gachagua has changed. And unless he's a fool, this change must be serious change. You must move. You must keep moving and changing your image and everything else. Because if you want to be president in 2032, you can't be the same Gachagua who was given a job by Ruto in 2022. You must change in everything. The way you talk, the way you dress, the friends you move with, you have to change. So he has changed, certainly.
Yes.
Whether, there are two questions. Has the change been is the change noticeable?
Yes.
Is it impactful? Those are issues you can debate and you need to make observations. But I think from my little observation so far, first he seems to be aware that not everything in this government is going well. Case in point, his reaction to the taxation of farmers. You remember?
Yeah.
It seems he knows you could suffer the fate Raila suffered with Uhuru. If things go badly, the way they seem to be going, you'll have to reach somewhere and not necessarily draw the line, but try to distance yourself in a way. Ruto did it so cleverly. Kusema hii ni mambo ya handshake. Hii ni vitu hizi tulikuwa tumepanga. For 5 years tulifanya hii. So the next phase from 2018 tulikuwa 17 18 hapo tulikuwa sasa tuende phase 2. Tulikuwa tumefanya hii, sasa tulikuwa tuende hii. Handshake ikaingia karibu kila kitu. BBI nini. So he did it so cleverly. It was not true.
That was his opening now.
Yeah, he did open. So Gachagua will have to look for his opening.
You're talking about opening as if you're bringing the conversation of Rigathi Gachagua vying for presidency in 2027. Because now he can say tulirudisha dola chini, Raila akakuja.
Yes.
We started building, Raila akakuja. Is there an opening for 2027?
In fact, and I've said it, I'm on record, I've said Mudavadi and Gachagua are the only people who can challenge Ruto in 2027 and get the presidency.
And now,
but you see, Kenyan politicians are not politicians. They lack courage. If Gachagua called Mudavadi, ama Mudavadi called Gachagua, wakae chini. Waambia wacha tutoe mtu kwa kazi, tuchukue hii kazi. We have every reason to tell the Kenyans, we supported this guy, we thought you'd now look at what's going on. Mudavadi asema, in fact, me, I'm sacrificing my ambition. I'll support Gachagua for 5 years. Gachagua asema, to change this country, to help Kenyans, I'm only going for 5 years. Alafu niwachie Mudavadi. Ama Mudavadi is older than me. 5 years. Mimi nichukue 5. Tuendelee to change it. They will get it. There will be no contest.
Biggest blind side
there will be no contest. But even if they don't pair up, The only person who can give Ruto a scare is Gachagua. But it's difficult for Gachagua because Ruto cannot show him the knife. Even if he wants to slaughter him, he will hide it behind. He can only slaughter him when it is too late for Gachagua to run for presidency. That's where Gachagua is. If he had the slightest hint that Ruto will not pick him for running mate in 2027, he will oppose him. And Ruto will lose, even if Gachagua doesn't get.
So Gachagua
because Ruto minus Kikuyu votes.
That's what,
unless Raila again, unless Raila is completely out of the picture, then he supports Mudavadi Raila ticket. Again, they will win. Mudavadi Ruto ticket, they will win. But if Gachagua stood against Ruto in 2027, and Raila is not linking Mudavadi and Ruto will not win. Somebody else will win. It doesn't have to be Gachagua. Because Ruto minus Kikuyu votes. Where does he stand? He has no legs.
So let's talk about Mudavadi. As you're saying, Rigathi should open his eyes, look for hints. But let's talk about Mudavadi. If Ruto is to take a moment to think about Musalia Mudavadi and think about, if I make him my running mate, what is he bringing to the table? What do you think Ruto might see? Or if you were Ruto, what would you see?
You see, I've said this and I've already answered that question. It depends on Raila's game plan. Let's start before this AU thing. If Raila was going to run, taking Mudavadi has no value. Because Raila will take more than 60% of the votes from Western. It's a no-brainer, 100%. And then the dynamics are there, and I've explained them before. A good almost 30% of Western are Luo-related people, culturally or linguistically. They start there. Raila has organic following. There are people willing to die for Raila across the country, but more so in Western Kenya. That is Nyanza and Western. So you can't get more than 60 away. So if Raila was running, then taking Mudavadi has no value.
Stick with Rigathi.
If Raila is not running and is supporting Kalonzo fully, wholly, which is most unlikely, again picking Mudavadi will have, because Raila, whether he's running or not, is backing Kalonzo. Mudavadi cannot get more than 50% of Western. However, if this deal, because there's a deal, and I said a long time ago and people thought I was joking, now they are calling Manyora, how did you know? There was a deal, there is a deal. In this deal, if there's no contest, in other words, if Raila supports Ruto fully, 100%, then taking Mudavadi could bring a lot of votes. The only thing that Ruto will suffer is reputation. A dent on his reputation. You told us you suffered under Ruto. Under Uhuru, he betrayed you. Why are you betraying somebody? And you said you would never do this. You will never wish this on another deputy president. A whole community, the most populous community, the most economically viable community, the community that fought for independence, the community of Mau Mau, backed you. And now you are taking them for fools. So that is what he will have to consider. But in terms of the figures, the math, Hesabu, if Raila is supporting Mudavadi with Ruto, nobody else can beat them.
Picture a quiet Raila.
Yes.
He's in Ethiopia.
Hands off.
Hands off.
Yes.
Ruto with Mudavadi.
Yes.
Rigathi on the other side. Too hypothetical, but maybe. Can Ruto win?
No, he can't. Because the Kikuyu vote will go away and Mudavadi cannot replace those votes. The votes that go away, Mudavadi can't bring them. You can't lose Mount Kenya, then go and get a miserable 1 million votes from Western because of Mudavadi. And you are losing 4 million. You are Sabugani on a piga.
Sabumbaya.
So Ruto is stuck with Gachagua. However, like I've said, should Raila's game plan involve pacifying people like, you know this, let's say it openly, because we are talking about politics. We are not even saying anything bad, seditious or what. Supposing, you know this referendum is going to go through, and there's going to be a leader for official opposition. Supposing in the deal, and Kalonzo is part of it, wacha kusumbua Ruto. Wepewa official lead of official opposition, magari mingi, nice parks, sirens, what chase cars, nice office, security everywhere, Sheikulu, Karen, foundation hapo, Karen nyumbani, Yata farm, everywhere, askari wengi, mpaka na camps wako huko, na magari na pesa mingi, na mimi niende AU, pia na mambo mazuri huko. Wacha Ruto afanya kazi 2027, so that Kenyans do not give Ruto a run for his money by picking somebody independent where simama against him, so that you do not create room for somebody else to come and oppose Ruto, whom Kenyans may. So if Kenyans realize Ruto, Raila, Kalonzo are playing games on them, they can back anybody. It has happened in other countries. They can back even an independent candidate. So in order for that not to happen, you stand and Raila is backing you, but in quotes, we know what we are doing. Then Ruto wins. Then Ruto wins. Then you go back to your official office. Ugonge miaka yako ingine ngapi? Uende kuchunga mbuzi Sheikulu with your billions. It is possible. In that case, therefore, they can exclude Gachagua and the Mount Kenya people. Because, believe me, Mount Kenya is going to give a very hard bargain to Ruto. They will make very serious demands. Last election, they made no demands. They supported Ruto unconditionally. Small people like Kingi, Atipa, Sijui Pa Gadi Pa, Sijui Maendeleo Chap. People with no votes, they came with conditions. And the Ruto gave them things. They don't deserve them. Mudavadi came with the conditions. He's number 3 man, whatever, number 4. He brought nothing. At least Wetangula brought the people of Bungoma. So Mount Kenya have been looking at it. We gave all the votes. Without us, there was no Ruto presidency. We made no demand. And the way we are seeing, even people who brought nothing, because they had made demands, they have been given things. 2027, the Gikuyus will make very tough demands. Very tough demands. And for that reason, Ruto may be tempted, working in cohorts with Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka, to sideline them. But that is a mistake, because I've said the reason. The final reason I want to give, and this is advice to Ruto, and they never even buy me tea. I don't even want to be paid. Farouk should just call me and buy me tea. Because I'm giving them free advice. Moi knew it, and I heard it from his own mouth. In this country, you cannot rule, you cannot govern this country if you ignore Kikuyus and Luos. Nobody can. Moi told us, we went to see him, that hii nyumba hii state house. Huwezi lala kama wajaluo wanapiga kelele huko town. You can't sleep. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
2 people you can't ignore.
Kikuyu.
People are saying Kikuyus were harassed during Moi. There's no bigger lie than that. Moi, and I've seen it also, I saw it and heard. Moi would go to Western, talk about Western people, give them 500,000 shillings in the function. Go to Kisumu. One day I was caught up there. You can't leave those days. Hakuna magari inatoka. Moi yako town anataka kuongea, matatu inatoka. Inatoka ikienda wapi? So you are forced to go there and listen. And alambasti wajaluo. Asema nyini kama Waluya ambao wanapewa gorogoro mbili ya. You see what he's saying, Moi? Then he bought a helicopter. The same day he goes to Tumutumu Girls. Anapeana bus na 500,000. Moi never ignored the Kikuyus because he couldn't have ruled if he ignored the Kikuyus. All the rich Kikuyus, all the powerful Kikuyus, church leaders and everybody, they were backing Moi throughout his rule. The Kenyatas never raised a finger, did they? The most powerful family. Did you hear a finger being raised against Moi? There was also one day when Uhuru said something, and ikazima tu. People ignored kijana amesema sijui nini. You can't. Ngengi Muigai tried from the Uhuru family. He has never recovered. Anybody who tried, only Betty Mugo, but then they were working with Uhuru because she came public. but I'm with you. Hukibaki lakini we are together, you are my blah, blah, blah. So, even the Luos, as much as government persecutes them and does bad things, government fears them. So, Ruto will be making a blunder to imagine he can face the Kikuyu and look at them in the eyes and tell them, go to hell. It is him who would go to hell.
Well, dilemma. Will Rigathi, Gachagua and Mudavadi blindside Ruto in 2027? Will Ruto stick with Rigathi or will he work with Raila Odinga? Will Kalonzo Musyoka be in play? It's the dilemma for President William Ruto. It's him to go to hell if he thinks he can send Mount Kenya people to hell. That is Herman Manyora for you. Till we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.